Hey everyone, Charting Man Dan from ChartGuys.com. You know, behind every single video that we put out every single day, there's a wonderful community of traders that we want to invite you to be a part of. Try the free 7-day trial and gain access to our live market broadcasts every morning and afternoon, interact with hundreds of like-minded traders, or take part in one of our dedicated chat rooms, each led by an analyst that's there to answer your questions in real time. Our trial is risk-free with absolutely no commitment or credit card required to experience the TCG community. For those looking for a head start in technical analysis, check out our entries and exits course in the link below in the description. Get up to speed with the fundamentals of TCG technical analysis and experience over 5 hours of great community-driven trading education. Hey everyone, checking in on PCLN NVDA TSLA NFLX CMG daily weekly time frame. So we had the dip today on PCLN. And again, the correlation has been so strong to the tech sector, but we are breaking from that and it is favoring the bulls. So we are not seeing as much downside action as the tech sector as a whole is seeing. And the pattern was very similar, but now we're seeing a bit more strength. So we have the low here of the last consolidation of 1853. And we pulled back today, but we bounced off of 1851. And again, I round here when I look at PCLN. But that's a fairly close bottom. And we had the tech names very clearly hit lower lows. So we're in a fairly tight range. Well, not even that tight, but just the past 4 days we've been in between it, where we're rejecting just below 1900 and we're bouncing just above 1850. So almost a $45 range, just ping-ponging back and forth the past 4 days. And that is keeping the bulls within striking distance of resistance. That resistance, again, is up here at 1909. And we're setting a lower high here, but this consolidation, if the market bulls were to show up and see a decent bounce, PCLN bulls could show up and test that resistance. So the weekly time frame, still this little lower high, lower low pattern, but we're up at the high here. And depending on how next week goes, it's going to be very telling. If we break the low of this week, that 1850 level, next week, we will be looking for this pullback to the middle Bollinger Band weekly support. So this doji, or depending on how we close tomorrow, is showing indecision and a potential second lower high forming here. NVDA continued to be significant weakness to the downside. And again, I've been saying in all my videos, if you look at the 5-hour daily chart or the hourly 5-day chart, you will see that the dump we saw to the downside, sure, yesterday looked really strong. The bulls bought the dip across the board in a lot of these individual names. But if you compare to where we came from, it was just a lower high cooling off the hourly RSI. And sure, it was a strong bounce, but it really didn't do anything to prove that the bulls were breaking the momentum that the bears had. So we just saw continuation to the downside and lower lows. The support is 142.11 down here, and we just hit 144.08. So we still have wiggle room, but that is the support level that would give us a lower high and a lower low if we were to break that level. The weekly time frame, again, lower, or the bearish reversal inverted hammer did not get confirmed. We have a bearish reversal gravestone doji, and we are currently confirming that to the downside. So watching to see if this normal healthy consolidation, again, because of the wiggle room that we have here, we could pull back to 120, 125, and still be in a very strong uptrend on this weekly time frame overall long term. So we have to keep that in mind. We're coming from an extremely bullish 7 weeks in a row, and this right now, it's significant consolidation on the daily, but it's normal healthy consolidation as far as the weekly chart is confirmed. Tesla is going to be the same story on the weekly. On the daily, we got this lower high, lower low. Same thing with the hourly oversold RSI bounce and just being another lower high and now another lower low. So the next support we're looking at is down at 350.62. And that's where we consolidated on the way up. So 350.62, we bounced about $4 above that level today. Big bearish reversal engulfing candlestick, same story. We've seen a significant upside. We could pull back 10% more from where we currently stand in Tesla and still be in a higher low, strong weekly long-term pattern. So we have to always keep that in perspective, even when we're looking at the daily chart. So Netflix 100-day moving average support did hold for the 4th time here, really. That's at 149.83. So nice, decent dip buying by the bulls. We do have a low of support holding, 147.30, 148. So we haven't lost it yet in terms of the low, lower high, and lower low. But we are seeing a clear weak pattern here over the past couple of weeks. And if we lose this 100-day, I'm looking down at that 147.30, and then I'd be looking at a gap down here. And that right there is at 144.50. Weekly time frame for Netflix, potentially losing this middle Bollinger Band, so we have to see where we close tomorrow. That level is 150.10, and we have not lost that level as support in just about 10 months. So that would be significant, and that is what we're going to be watching into the end of the week. CMG, I'm getting more and more skeptical of this oversold bounce because it is cooling off the RSI, but the bulls are not seeing the upside that they want. They don't have the momentum, and that's obviously a bit because of the market weakness, even though we don't have a strong correlation there. But we have these upper wicks 3 days in a row showing profit taking, and every bounce attempt since we started to level out has shown those upper wicks of profit taking. So we're not getting the exponential moving averages convincingly as support. We're rejecting from the 200-day moving average resistance 3 times in the past 6 days. That level is at 423.09. And the weekly time frame is a bullish reversal candlestick, but again, that daily chart looks like a bear flag, and I'm not going to be trustworthy of those bulls unless they get that 200-day moving average as support. So we would have to confirm this bullish reversal candlestick next week anyway, and we would have to get that 200-day moving average as support to be able to confirm this bullish reversal candlestick on the weekly time frame. So tomorrow we'll see if we can get that level. I appreciate you watching. We'll check in over the weekend.